if you can copy those calls at Rusbridge.
D6 copies calls at Rusbridge.
To know that people out there, especially nowadays, wanting to hurt the police officers and not honor and respect them for the job that they're doing to protect us. As a wife, that's very hard because that is my husband, that's the father of my children, and I want to grow old with him. And knowing that there's so many just people that hate the police officers, it hurts because this is a person who's trying to do the right thing, and this is his job that he's been commissioned to do. And it's hard to know that he's out there putting his life on the line for the people, and so many people just don't appreciate that. So it was Sunday morning. It was 6:30 in the morning, and I was woke up by the doorbell. And so when I answered it, there was 2 police officers at the door. They told me that Bob had been injured and that they needed to take me to the hospital. As soon as I was in the car and they did lights and sirens, I knew that it was serious. I asked, can you tell me what had happened? And they had told me that he had been shot in the head. I contacted our son to let him know what was going on so he could get his sister and come to the hospital, because I didn't know what he would look like, and I wanted to prepare the kids for that. And so that was hard, to do that and then to walk back with the kids. And they were young. It was scary, to see their father like that. It was hard to watch your husband, who was very strong and active, to become very weak. Jordan was 18 and Aaron was 14. Our daughter, it was very, very difficult for her. Jordan was just in his first year at the University of Arizona, which was a critical time for him, just starting college, and this happening to his dad and wanting to be there for his dad. And so there were times he spent the night at the hospital with him. Sometimes he would forget to breathe, and so the alarms would go off. So they had removed a piece of his skull. It was very hard seeing your husband so drastically changed. He had a great drive and fight to try to get back as much as he could, from the shooting. And so it was hard. The kids and I, we are all scarred because of it, but we wouldn't be where we are today if it wasn't by the grace of God. And when the days were hard and long and difficult, he's the one who gave me strength to get through another day and to wake afresh, to start again. He was bound and determined he was going to recover enough to be able to return to work. It was 1.5 years after the injury when he was able to return to work full time. And so it was a miracle that he survived. Yeah, it's hard as a wife not to worry, and even though I know God's got him in the palm of his hand, it is still hard. It's hard to sometimes let that go and truly trust that he'll come home that night. If you see them, thank them, thank them for their service, thank them for what they do for us to protect us and keep us safe. There were times, and I called it my car time, that was the time that I could just be Cindy with God. And so that was my crying time. That was the time that I cried out to God for support, for strength to get me through whatever I was experiencing that day. Being at home, I felt like I had to be strong for my kids. Being at the hospital, I felt like I had to be strong for my husband. And so this drive every day between the two was the time I spent with God. And he spoke to me so many ways. You know, maybe it was through a song, maybe it was through a friend, maybe it was through the support of the police, you know, Tucson Police Department. God showed up in so many ways that I was humbled, and I would be the first person that wanted to help somebody. And so all these people that wanted to help me, it was a humbling experience. It was hard, but I couldn't have gotten through any of this without God, because He was my rock. When you do have your crisis and the times that things happen, He is your strength. You know, He will carry you.